Hello good people. Today I'm back in the first time for a long time doing another review. But I'm not doing movies this time. And no, I'm not turning into another irate gamer douchebag or AVGN. The AVGN's awesome. Or a happy video game nerd. I'm just doing normal game reviews for the NES. I'm not doing anything special. These are honest reviews. I'm not knocking anyone off. First of all, I just want to say I don't actually own an NES, and I don't own an SNES, and I don't own a Sega Genesis. And you're probably wondering, well, how the hell are you reviewing this game, or these games? Because I have this. Now, this is a Yobo GameWare piece of software, or hardware, I should say. It's called, I don't actually know what it's called. I could tell you at the end of the review, the box is over there. I didn't even bother looking at what it's called. I'm not focusing on the console itself. I'm focusing on the games, so it doesn't matter. But it cost me about $100. And it's got 3 slots, so I can play SNES, NES, and Sega Genesis, all in one console. I believe that it's been thought that this technology for the NES and SNES and Genesis are all in the public domain. I'm not sure if it is, because Nintendo, I think, is starting to crack down on some of these knockoff hardware pieces. But as far as I know, it's in the public domain. And, you know, these things are probably more reliable than an NES. They work about the same. They work exactly the same, well, except this is more like a top-loader NES. The one thing I complain about with this are the controllers, because they had to condense all controllers for the for 3 systems into one, so it gets sort of confusing when you're switching between systems, because you got to remember different sort of things for each game. But anyhow, it's a pretty good console. I like it. As long as I can play these old games, I'm happy. Just gonna put that down there. So I've got a box full of games here. I'm gonna review them all. So first of all, I'm gonna start off with Predator. Now, anyone who's seen the Irate Gamer review for this knows that it's, or thinks that it's not a good game. I was frustrated at first. It's not that it's a bad game, it's just that you need to know how to play it, you need to get good at it. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the Irate Gamer really isn't good at these games. But it is a good game. It only has, however, it only has 4 levels, but those levels are so fucking hard that it'll just take you 4 or 5 levels. It'll take you forever to get through them. And I guess for these NES games, they had to put make it really difficult, because I can't necessarily, sometimes I can't fit a whole lot onto one of these cartridges. So they had to make the game really hard, so you die and die again until you get good at it. And that really, I think, makes the most of these games. My brother has a PS3, and he beat the new Call of Duty game in 1 day. And this game takes more than 1 day to beat. It's sort of interesting. The more, almost in a way, the more technologically advanced games get, the easier they get. It seems like these games didn't, hold your hand through everything and, get you, show you how to fire the gun. Like these games, they just have tutorials. They drop you into the middle of a situation where you need to react quickly, and if you don't, you die. So you keep getting better and better at it, like that. But yeah, Irate Gamer really didn't give this game a fair review, because he complained that you don't get a gun in the first level. Well, if he was smart, he'd notice that at the end of the screen and you jump up, there's a gun right there, and you can use it in the first level. And you can shoot it in the crouching position. So he really didn't give it a fair review. And I'm not sure if it's just because this is a weird system that I have. Like, you can push down all the buttons on the D-pad at once. If you push all the buttons on the D-pad down and press A at the same time, you skip levels. So, I don't usually do that because I want to beat the game fairly. But he didn't even talk about that. So at least if you want to beat the game fairly, you can, just do that. Maybe, I'm not sure, maybe he just knew that and didn't beat the game because he's obviously not good at these games. But, I think that's something I should mention, and that's how I knew there were only 5 levels, because after the last level, which is level big mode, wouldn't let me do anything more after that. It wouldn't, skip ahead another level. but I still haven't been able to beat this game because it's so hard. The controls I think are good. They're good controls. The way the character moves, Schwarzenegger moves, it's sort of like Mario Brothers, except you've got a gun and you're wearing pink pants. Don't ask me why. Because like it's really annoying sometimes though, because when you're trying to jump, every level has like a bunch of little platforms that you need to jump from one to the other on. And the problem with this is that you slide a little bit, and that's common in Mario Brothers and many games. But when you're trying to land on a little platform, I find myself having to press forward and then press back really quickly to sort of counteract that. One thing I do have to say about this game, the soundtrack is incredible. Like, for an 8-bit game, it's simply fantastic. I don't know how to justify it. Like, it's beautiful. Like, it's all, like, 8-bit renditions of, like violin solos, and, well, not violin solos, but some really beautiful sounding things. It's amazing that it could be accomplished in an 8-bit game. I'm amazed with that. But, generally, I think it's a good game. I found it entertaining. It's frustrating at first, but once you start to get the hang of it, you'll have fun with it. It's not the sort of thing you play for hours on end. I guess over a long period of time you'd eventually beat it, but not in one sitting. You can't beat this game all in one sitting. You need to, it's something you have to come back to several times before you get really good at it. Well, that's it for this game. I'm going to continue in the next part of this review. So, go watch that now.